Now we're going to cook a really nice family meal today. I'm going to make a shepherd's pie. The children will have the plain white potato and you will have the sweet potato. Okay. A lot of children are quite fussy, they don't really want to try the sweet potato, but it's up to you as the parent to give them a little spoonful and see if they like it or not. And sometimes you'll be amazed, they might actually say we really like that, and then bang, thumbs up, you're on your way to a healthier child. And the reason why I do this is because I don't want the children to end up with the same problems we have these days. It's not that white potato is terrible for you, it's just a lot of people don't really lose weight on it. Some people do, some people don't. Sweet potato also tastes better and it's a really nice little shepherd's pie. So come on, let's help the little ones out there, let's get it going and let's make some fantastic meals together, and at the end of the day everybody remains healthy and we're all happy and thumbs up. So here we go, enjoy it. Now first things first, I've taken my potato that I'll be using. So as you can see, I've cubed the sweet potato. Now this is only going to serve 2 people, maybe I can get 3 servings out of that. It's a nice big handful per person. I will have a little bit more than my wife, so I'll take a big handful, she'll have a smaller handful. And the white potato again is for the children, that's what they'll be having in their shepherd's pie. So hopefully I can convert them soon to go onto the sweet potato. Still high in sugar, but not too bad. Like I say, some people can have the white potato, which is fine. Some people that struggle to lose weight and fat should stay away from this. It really doesn't make them lose much fat. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the water, I'm gonna boil it, I'm gonna show you a special way of how I make this soft. Okay, I've boiled my water. On top of the oven I use gas flame, and now I'm going to add in the potatoes. Just be careful when you put it in, when it splashes on you, it's boiling water. A lot of people boil a kettle beforehand and then they just tip it in there, so it makes it a lot faster. There you go, just bit by bit, and then you just push them all in. There you go, so that's how I soften up the potatoes, and every now and again I'll take the knife after a few minutes and I'll just kind of poke it, and then once the knife just goes straight through the potato, then I know it's soft. Now for the sweet potato I use a slightly different method. I use my own method for this one. Put it in a baking tray, nice big baking tray. I've already switched on my oven and it's on a medium to high heat. And now I'm going to add in some salt to this. There you go, and a bit of salt. And then I'm going to add in black pepper as well. That's good. And then I'm going to add in olive oil. Sprinkle that all over the top. And it's going to bake in this. Now what will happen is this will soften up quite a lot. And I'll take it out after a few minutes, I'll poke it, and if it's really soft, when it goes really soft, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a saucepan or something like that, and then I'm going to mash it up, but I'm going to add in some more stuff and I'll show you what to do. Now here's the vegetables that's going to go in. So whilst my potatoes on the go here in the oven and the sweet potatoes inside the oven, I chopped up some vegetables. So I've got mushrooms here, and I've got broccoli, and then I've also got some tomatoes. So I used 2 big tomatoes for this one, not too much. Broccoli, I used about a whole broccoli head, that size. And then the mushrooms, about 2 handfuls will do. It will make it quite bulky as well, but that's just lovely. It really does go well with the shepherd's pie. It gives a nice flavour and taste. And they get in a bit of their greens and stuff as well. So some extra nutrients in there for the little ones, as well as you. Next step, I'm using a wok. You can use a frying pan as well. I like using these because, especially if you put in a lot of ingredients, it doesn't all go out the sides. And now I'm going to add in the mince. I go to my butcher and then I ask him for a fattier mince. I don't do lean meat. Have to kind of get the fat in your body as well. But for each and all of us, there's about 5 of us that's going to eat this. For the kids, I take a handful. That's quite a lot of meat. So, but then if there's leftovers, of course, you can use it again the next day. It's really nice for a lunch if you want to pack it in. So I'm going to use about 5 handfuls. You don't have to use that much. Like I say, about a handful per person will be fine. So here you can see this is a better quality mince as well from the butcher. Much more fat in that one. And another little handful there. And there you go. And that should be good enough for everybody. This will make a lot of food, make a nice big meal. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some salt and some pepper as well to this. Just scrape that off the fingers there. My hands are clean, by the way, if you're looking at it. Okay, now I'm going to add in some salt and some pepper. There we go. And this is sea salt. So if you're looking at this thinking, oh, adding in salt for the children and stuff like that, it's absolutely fine. Don't let your children eat all the other trash and rubbish. It'll be okay. Here's some pepper. Not too much. Kids don't really like much pepper. And that'll be fine for now. So I'm going to give it a good old stir. And it's frying in the butter. You can also use coconut oil if you want. Some people use olive oil. That's fine. Just don't take up the heat for the olive oil too much. But you see, this will also cook in its own fat, which will give it really, really nice taste and flavor. As you can see, the mince has gone brown, so it's been cooking for about 4 minutes, nearly 5 minutes. And now I'm going to add in my vegetables. I'm just going to add it all in one go. Again, to do it nice and gently, otherwise everything goes everywhere. There you go, push it off that side. That's why I said use a wok. If you're serving for about 4 to 5 people, you need something like this that's quite deep. Otherwise, you'll struggle to get it all in there in the frying pan. It just makes a mess. So again, give this a good stir. You want all the vegetables to go nice and soft as well. Want the tomato to break up, and that will happen in, I reckon, another 5 to 6 minutes. You keep going, it will all be nice and soft. But I'll show you. Now let's check the potato. Take a sharp knife, and it's literally just going straight through all the potatoes. That means it's nice and soft. So I'm going to turn off the flame underneath, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain the water out, and then I will start mashing the potato. Sweet potato has been in the oven for 15 minutes. So you can see it's going soft. Next step for this is to go into a saucepan, and I'm going to fry it in a bit of butter. And this gives it fantastic flavor. I'm going to add in a few more ingredients as well. But this makes it taste really nice and sweet when I do it in the oven first, rather than just frying it in butter from the start to soften it up. Okay, so that's the next step for the sweet potato. Here's the potato. So I've drained it, put it in the saucepan, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break up the potato a little bit with a knife. Just kind of mash it up first with a knife. Use a fork, whatever you want to do. Okay, and it's very dry like that. So now I'm going to add in a bit of butter. Okay, dollop of butter in there, and keep on stirring it around. That will give it a bit of juice, soften it up for the children so they don't eat like dry sand. It's not very nice. You see it's mashing up really nicely now. Potato is soft. Almost there. Okay, now for the final step of that, I'm going to use a masher. This is the one that I'm going to use to squeeze down the potato, give it a good old twist, and then every now and again get it off there, and then keep going. And what you want it to be very, very smooth. My kids like their sweet potato, the potato mash very smooth, so not lumpy at all. And on the side you can see the food going over there as well. So make sure you check all your dishes. The sweet potatoes already out of the oven. Now I'm just cooking the mince and the veg last little bit. And I want the vegetables to break up and soften up as well. This is looking good, looking really good, very, very smooth. Press down hard, give it a bit of a twist. For about a minute I reckon, and then it's done. So yeah, that looks lovely. So there you go. That'll make a really nice covering for my shepherd's pie dish. The meat is done. Vegetables have broken up quite a lot, and one thing that I don't want is I don't want all of it to disappear. So you want some pieces in there you can kind of mash down like that if you want to break up the mushrooms a little bit more. You can add in other vegetables if you want. The reason why I've put in this is because we follow a lower carbohydrate type of vegetable. meal, so I take in things that I know isn't high in carbohydrates. I try and teach my children this as well. It's very, very good for them. It's very healthy, and it won't make them used to all the sweet stuff. It's the sweet stuff that's causing them problems. So there you go. So it's all mashed up, it's all in there, some good stuff, there's some fat, there's some protein, and there's some carbohydrates in there as well. And of course I'll get more carbs out of their white potato on top. But this is what you really want it to look like. And now I'm just quickly gonna mash up my sweet potato as well. And the last bit is the sweet potato that we're gonna use. I'm gonna put it in a saucepan, scoop it out, so you get that oil in there as well. And this is going to taste fantastic. This makes such a nice mash. There you go, one on the side. That out of the way. Okay. And now I'm going to turn on the heat. And I'm going to add in some butter. And then I'm going to fry it in the butter until it goes soft. And then I'm going to use this again to mash it. So give it a good old stir. Like I say, just keep on frying it until it goes soft. There's already salt and pepper in there, but I like basil and parsley as well. So that's what I'm going to add in to mine. Bit of basil and then a bit of parsley. Gives it such nice flavour. There you go. Like I say, keep on stirring it, keep on moving it around until it softens up. When you start breaking it with the spatula, that's when you know it's getting soft, and that's when it's ready to mash. Sweet potato's been going for about 4 minutes and it's getting really soft now. It's starting to break up. So now I just take a sharp knife. And if you've got a non-stick pan, be very, very careful, you'll scratch it. So don't use this. These are old pans, I don't mind. And I just mash it up a little bit with a knife. Cut it up into smaller pieces. This makes it easier to break up. Some of the sweet potato here and there is still a little bit hard. I'm going to go another couple of minutes, keep on stirring it, and then I will mash it up. Sweet potato is ready, and now we can mash it. Use a bit of force on this one. And the difference is without, it won't go as, you can boil it as well, and it will go really soft, that's absolutely fine. But the thing is, when you boil it, a lot of the nutrients go into the water, so the food actually loses a lot of its nutrient value. So this is why I do it like this, so I get the fat from the butter, I still get the carbohydrates from the sweet potato, but it's just the flavour of this is just immense. Sometimes when things are done in water, it's just the whole flavour goes out, and then afterwards when you mash it, you've got to add in so much stuff just to get some flavour back in again. So this is my way of doing it. I enjoy it. I think it's much, much tastier, because a lot of people make the mash and they have to add in every single thing and so much salt as well, just to get something going. So nearly there. This is getting really soft. Even the bits that were hard has now softened up really nicely. Okay, final step coming up. And the final step, now we're going to add in the mince into our dish. Make sure you're using a dish that can actually go into the oven, and get out every bit into it. Scoop it up nice and easy. Again, just be careful not to burn yourself. There we go. That should do. That's most of it. Okay, and just flatten it out, so even it out in your dish. And now what we're going to do is we'll start with the kids' potato, the white potato. I keep on saying the kids' potato, it's just because they prefer that over the sweet potato, but I'll start that bit first. Okay, so here we go. So here's the mash, and I do it like this, I do it like in bits, and then I'll even it out. So I go half the dish is theirs, other half is mine. Me and Faye will eat the other half, so there you go. Do that. Squeeze it out, fill it in. Don't give them too much potato. You want them to at least have the goodness of the meat and the vegetables as well, rather than just bulking them up on potato all day long. So make sure you get in the better stuff into the body. So I know we use this, and then if you want to make it nice at the top, you can do all sorts of little funny little things. There you go. Give it a pattern, whatever you call it. There you go, that's fine. Squeeze that in there. Okay, so that's their bit done. And now for the adult section. As you can see, lovely this mash. Absolutely lovely, and it tastes so nice. Flavour is amazing in this. Who wants to eat dull white potato? That's what I always say. I always used to eat it. There's just no flavour to it. Just absolutely no flavour to normal potato. This has loads and loads of flavour. It's delicious. There you go. Even it out. Borderline. There you go. And theirs will go a little bit more brown at the top. Ours won't really do that. That's fine. And I've preheated my oven already on a medium heat, and I will now place it in the oven. Okay, now I've left that in the oven for a little bit longer. I should have actually maybe put the heat up a little bit more, but it's taken about 8 to 10 minutes. Taken it out, a little bit brown the sides, didn't really go brown at the top, but that's fine. It's not a problem. It's gone a little bit crispy at the top, and that's okay. You can leave it in there for longer if you want. I'm fine with it that way. Sweet potato here and there is slightly harder as well, but this will always remain softer than that. So that's absolutely fine. This is an incredible dish. This is so nice, it's so tasty, and it is so healthy. Thing is, I don't want people to feed their children rubbish all the time. This is such an easy meal to make. It takes a little bit longer because I have to film it and stuff, but when you do it on your own and you quickly chop up and throw in your things, then it's absolutely fine. So there you go, there's your shepherd's pie. All done, very healthy, like I said before. And this is what the kids can enjoy with you. You don't have to cook loads and loads of different dishes. I think the biggest complaint that people normally would give to any diet plan is, oh, I have to cook so many dishes, I have to do this, I have to do that. This is natural food. This is plain natural food that you can serve up for the whole family, and it's so tasty. This is beautiful. This is one of the nicest dishes that you can have. And again, if you don't eat it all, don't eat the whole batch. I mean, it's quite a lot actually. But leave it out, keep some leftovers for tomorrow. Take it to work, wherever you need to go. Put it in some Tupperware. It's easy to do this stuff, and you can also freeze these type of meals. So if you want to cook it in advance, then freeze it. This is the way to go about doing things. Too many people constantly complain about the fact that they don't have time. I can't cook, I can't do this. But whenever you look at them, they're always on Facebook. They're always doing something else. Cook the food and it's finished. It doesn't take that long. Normally most of the time it sits on its own. You just have to give it a stir now and again if you don't put the heat up too high and don't end up burning your food. So eat right. Please teach your children how to eat right, because we don't want them growing up with the same problems we see day in and day out in this world with people struggling with their weight. There's too many people that cannot get their weight down, and too many people that don't know how to do it, just because the system is so wrong and so flawed as well. We get told things that's making us very, very ill all the time, and we get told by some of the experts out there that you should be doing this and you should be doing that. It hasn't worked. It's not shown any effect for the last 50 years. Nobody's losing weight on the guidelines. So eat better, do some activity, go out there and be better. Be better for yourself, for your insides as well. It's not just about the outside, but for your inside. So enjoy this fantastic meal, and I hope you will continue giving your kids the best possible food. Bye bye.